Moving on to the next quick fire, we won't take too much time on this so that we can dive into the main conversation for tonight. We have our Nyesom Wike, of course, has made the headlines again. Of course, everyone saw the dramatic video that emerged during the week showing the Federal Capital Territory Minister in a fiery confrontation with a military officer over an alleged land grabbing incident. Of course, we've seen the videos. A lot of memes have come out. A lot of AI doctored videos have come out after that time, and it's very dicey. I don't know what the law says per se here, but let's just talk about etiquette here.
I don't want to talk about this issue.
I want to talk about it.
I'll tell you why I don't want to talk about it. Because
the
truth is this. You must understand that, yes, this works. But I'll ask one question. If that person was not Wike, if that person was somebody that Nigerians loved, this is not what we'll be talking about.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So are we talking about what people love?
Let me tell you something. When you watch that video, when I first saw it, I wasn't looking at it as in the person. I was looking at the situation.
As two individuals.
So, the question you should be asking, Dek, is this. If that person was not a military officer, how would he have been dealt with?
I agree.
If a civilian that was standing up, I guarantee you, even the security people in the minister's personnel would have found a way to deal with it.
I agree.
If that person wasn't military, it would have been a different situation. Now, here's the thing. Anybody apart from Wike himself that approached that thing in that manner was supposed to get that reaction. There are laws. Whatever it is, for example, the military guy kept on stressing, I'm working on orders. I'm working on a directive. And you can't just come here and treat people like bloody civilians the way you've been treating people and talking to people anyhow.
Absolutely.
The ministerial seat itself, like you said, should have a level of etiquette of how to behave, of things to say. Nigerians always have that, do you know who I am? Shut up, you're a fool, you're this, you're that, your age, using your age against you, and so many other things to demean you and diminish you and make you feel you're less than them, to feel as if they're more important or they're better than you. And that situation was handled well because that young man was not just representing the military, he was representing Nigerian
Absolutely.
youth.
I agree.
Can I give an international example? I don't know if you saw this. You had President Macron go to New York.
Oh, I saw that video.
And then he wanted to go across the road.
And they stopped.
And the police officer,
not a military officer, stopped him. He had to call the president of the United States and say, I want to go here. Your people have stopped me.
Because of you.
Get them to do that. So the point here is that a military officer is only going to respond either to the person that gave him the order. Or the commander-in-chief. If somebody like a president of France can recognize that, and with his security, with everybody, they held back. They called the relevant person, they got permission, and they were allowed to pass through. Why can't we do it?
It's because of the
So
way
you see,
our
the truth
culture
is this.
The position you are in this country dictates that you are somebody that seems to be more relevant than other people.
But they showed him.
Let me eventually left. When I saw this video on Nairametrics. By the way, I'm a political analyst on Nairametrics. I talk a lot. And so
don't navigate this one.
So you see, the truth is this. Let me be totally honest, right? I only said what I said because we need to be, critical about our analysis. We should look at it from both sides, right? And I like the way you analyzed it, saying that let's strip them of who they are. If they were just two individuals having a conversation, there shouldn't have been any kind of insult or altercation, right? Man meets man. You are trespassing, sir. I'm under strict orders, right? Oh, okay. You know what? Please, can you give me the number of the person who gave you the order, or please give me the name of the person, and I'll reach out to the person, right?
No, you're not in that position to ask me that.
Okay, so fine.
He made the call, though. He made the call.
That's what I'm saying.
He spoke to the chief of staff, and they still did not make them stand down.
Let me tell you something that happened. If you watch that video properly, you realize that the person I'm talking about, the minister, was talking to the chief of Naval staff, or chief of defense staff, right? And he was like, "Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir." and was saying that to him. What I would have expected to protect the sanctity of that particular office of minister, right, representing the president, is to tell him, okay, you know what? All right, thank you so much, but please do not assault my staff like he eventually said was happening. Please do not assault the public officers and what have you. We will not send them here again. I will speak to your superior and we'll get back to you. Thank you very much, and leave. Which was essentially what the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, did in his time. If you listen to the conversation between himself and this person, he told him, look, who are you? What are you doing here? He said, with due respect, sir, this is what I'm doing here. This is who I am. And he said, okay, I will make 2 calls. I'll make one call to the Inspector General of Police, and I'll put one call to the AGF, the Attorney General of the Federation. And he left. There was no need for any altercation. You do know that this could have also been replicated depending on the kind of conversation that ensued. Grooming. So it's important.
What I'm going to say is grooming.
Exactly. It also boils down to this.
The way the minister himself was groomed, the way he was raised, and the culture behind it shows it shows his personality.
He's the one.
It shows his personality.
What is the camera team? He's the one.
There's something I want you to understand. Dek, listen to me. If the words of "you're a fool" were never uttered, if the words of talking about when I did this, you were still whatever, was never, then there was no altercation. And the boy stood his ground. The boy could have kept quiet, but you have to let him know that I'm not a fool.
You know, the funny thing is that conversation could have ended in, oh, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Did you know that? That boy could have told him, thank you, sir. The respect is still there, intact, and left. No, what I'm saying is that they could have.
Now when you mention respect, it's reciprocal.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that if there was no altercation, that there was a possibility that whole event could have still ended in the army, the naval staff still saying thank you and still giving him his respect.
But I do have another angle I want to talk about though, on the same story.
Sometimes you fight fire with fire. We're not kids anymore. For you to establish the fact that somebody is a fool or foolish in the midst of so many people, and we're even lucky there were cameras there recording. Only God knows what would have happened if there were no cameras.
Okay, first things first. He's a naval officer. He has no business being on land, holding down that land.
Like you said, but
like you said,
like you said, it was an order.
Yes.
Wherever the order was given, he had to.
It also shows how things are not being done the right way.
No, I disagree with you. And once again, I'm going to give you an international example.
Thank you.
If you look at Chicago, you look at New York, the Commander-in-Chief, Trump, sent soldiers, the National Guard, to go and protect federal buildings. What's their job there? You can say it's the same thing. It's a federal building. Why should they be protecting? That's not what their job is. Some people say they should be off fighting a war or doing something else. Because that's the sort of things I've been reading on comments.
Let me mess it up even more.
Trump is in the yardstick.
No, but it's done internationally.
Even more.
Yeah.
NSARS 2020. Do you understand? There was an order given by whoever. The military just don't show up anywhere. Military people can come right here to this studio based on certain orders given to them, and they'll take that directive.
They'll probably
there's nothing that they can, and there's nothing that we can say if we don't have a ranking officer that can counter that
order.
True.
Do you understand?
Right.
So if a colonel gives me an order and a general says the order the colonel gave you, this is what it is, at least you have the evidence of the ranking, so to speak. So the truth is like this. Let me not lie to you. There's a lot of things happening in Nigerian politics. There's a lot of stuff happening in the FCT that people feel as if they have the power to use and abuse. And that was just a clear example that you can't just do this to everyone and expect
you see the truth is this, right?
Other people would have just been so weak that they would have allowed him have his way. But it's good to let him know that, sir, I can't.
You see, the truth is this. I would have rather this not happen. And I say this because...
But it's happened already.
I say this because, I mean, at the time that is happening is a very sensitive time, especially as it affects the military. They just changed the entire military service chiefs. And, because of all of these things, we should have a cordial relationship with the military. There was a time I wanted to champion this respect for military officers in Nigeria. But I stopped that project because I felt like the brutality from the military officers towards civilian was really, a bit too much.
Extra.
It was too much because, I mean, you see the way military officers attack people just for wearing camouflage, and you wonder to yourself, I can tell you, just remove it. Don't wear it anymore, or I seize it. But why do I have to remove it, punish you, make you roll inside the gutter or something like that?
It just makes you have
because we're hard of hearing.
No.
If you don't do something extreme to Nigerians, we'll keep doing it.
No, I agree. But the truth is this: I see a Nigeria where we can say thank you for your service and mean it. Because this guy, look, I have a friend who is a captain in the army. I see what he does in the north, and I can tell you for a fact, I'm always thanking him. I'm like, bro, I'm literally praying for him every morning.
But
do you understand what I'm saying?
At this point, I don't think
imagine if somebody called
I don't think generally would disrespect.
Imagine if somebody called your friend.
No, of course.
We don't do that.
I don't like that. Obviously.
We don't do it. The average Nigerian is afraid and would not dare to do that. What we saw over the past week, it's a one-off thing. It doesn't happen regularly.
All the time.
It doesn't happen at all. In fact, I don't think
it shouldn't happen.
It's never happened before.
It shouldn't
so
I
don't think Nigerians
it shouldn't happen.
We know why it happens, but it's
the individual. Yes, I agree. It's the individual.
You put that kind of individual
happen.
on a certain seat and he doesn't understand the temperament of the town, the city, and the people, and feels he has certain powers that be, and that was what he got at the end of the day.
All right,
you know what?
We can go on and on about this, but we still have some other things to talk about on the show. Of course,
for joining me.
For joining me.
It shouldn't happen, honestly.
We pull back the mask.
So sorry, we didn't talk about the fact that, I'm so sorry to interject. I feel like we need to also commend the officer. He was quite professional.
He has to be now. If he does otherwise, then I'll be surprised.
No, he
I've
comported
seen
himself.
some officers that
could be,
something will talk.
Yeah, absolutely. It could have ended very badly.
That was why I said.
Because he said that
there was physical
no one's going to die here, or I will not kill anybody. He
kept saying it.
Yes.
He said, no, we are not going to kill anyone here. Yeah. He kept it together.
Once again, cameras were on, so both parties had to behave themselves.
Okay, was it for the gram?
Unfortunately, one of the parties couldn't restrain himself in the use of the language he was using, and just show.
He wasn't expecting that reaction. That's why.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think anybody's ever spoken to him like that before.
Yeah.
He didn't expect
I don't think so. Especially publicly.
Yes.
I don't think so.